Alright, so today we're going to do a THS Sealed event, and I want to start by checking rarity. We have a couple good ones. We have Night Howler, which is pretty solid, Fabled Hero, Sylvan Carroted, which is fine role player. So our rares are okay. Thoughtsy's okay, Unlimited not great, and Psychic Intrusion's pretty good. Strongest cards are Fabled Hero and Night Howler. So those kind of pull us in a color, but if we have colors that are just overall strong, then that's going to be the way to go this time around, because there's not anything completely busted in the rare slot that we absolutely have to play, other than Fabled Hero. But it looks like from our white, there's not a ton of playables. There's like a Battle-Wise Valor, Last Breath. So we're probably not going to play white. Blue has 2 Ordeal of Thassa's, which actually are worse in Sealed because there's more removal. But, I mean, it's still a fine card. In black, we have 2 Read the Bones, Night Howler, a Harpy, Insatiable Harpy, 2 Blood Toll Harpies. So, the black seems decent. Red looks super deep here. I don't know if that's any good. But we do have 2 Lightning Strikes, Fanatic of Mogies with a couple Dragon Mantles. Doesn't look like there's any double strikers, so the mantles get a little worse, but in red we have Nessinasps and an Ordeal and a Voyaging Satyr and a Sylvan Carroted. Actually, our red's pretty good. Our green's pretty good. And our red looks like it's pretty solid as well. So what I could do is let me just start with all these red cards and see. Arena Athlete's actually decent when you have multiple Titan Strengths and Dragon Mantles. So is this Satyr Rambler. So, I mean, maybe we'll be super aggressive. Titan can be good. So the question is, what do we pair this with? Our options are the green cards, as we mentioned, or the black cards. I think it's kind of close. If we think about the green here, we've got Nessinasp, Acolyte. There is an Ordeal, which is actually kind of good in this deck. There's a Presence if I want to splash, and a Sylvan Carroted for splashing. There's a Voyaging Satyr, Sedge Scorpion, which is good with Ordeal. And I could just splash. I don't know what I would want to splash, though, in these colors. Or, I mean, honestly, Triton Shore Thief with Ordeals is almost good enough. If we play green-blue and have that many 1-drops. The problem with this red is the cards are all kind of bad except for like Lightning Strikes. We're very aggressive, but our creatures are not very aggressive. If I run the black instead of green, because I could run these guys here. Prestige, Scourge Mark. It's actually starting to look pretty good. Those are better creatures for the red cards. I did notice that I have these 2 1-drops in black just now. So I'm wondering what a black-blue deck would look like. Because having those Ordeals is actually quite powerful. And some of the other cards are actually quite good, like Griptide, Sealock Monster, and Horizon Scholar. Psychic Intrusion. So this deck has some quick late game punching, but there's not a ton to go over the top with it. Like I have Griptide, but not a ton of removal. But it doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look great. So I think I want to be base green because it allows us to fix, and the cards in it are actually quite good. So let's just take a look at being base green. I also have a unicorn, and just playing the best cards, which would probably be maybe the blue and black cards. I can also splash double lightning strike if I want. Let's put the black cards in here. Thoughtseize is okay, but it's not fantastic on the splash. So if I played these in black, then I mean I can easily splash lightning strikes. And then we get to play our Night Howler. And we're playing some of our best cards in our pool, which is always a good sign. Can I fit in Psychic Intrusion? Probably. I don't have that much fat, so even splashing like Nimbus Naiad and Grip Tide, and even maybe like a Horizon Scholar, could be reasonable. Something along these lines where our splashing is actually possible because of these two guys and the unicorn. Read the Bones acts as pseudo fixing. I wonder if that would work on our mana. Could also play Unknown Shores because it's a 4-color deck, which is pretty good with lightning strikes. It acts as basically a mountain that can cast these guys in a pinch, and we might be flooded sometimes with Acolyte anyways. Although Acolyte's not even a great card in the deck, but it's a 1/4. It powers over our Asps and works on Unknown Shores. I wonder if this is just worse than the red cards. Let's look at red-white for a second. I mean, we do have that Fabled Hero, but we really just don't have anything else. I really wish we did. This deck doesn't have much of a game plan. It plays powerful cards, but I think the green maybe is a trap here with the Nessian Asps. The red deck had a plan, and the plan was to attack. So maybe that's just better. Let me relook at the red deck, because we don't have any late game bombs or anything like that in the 4-color deck that we just built. So if I just go back to the red-black deck, Portent could be viable if we want. I think black has the best curve for these guys. We've got Scourge Mark, Fleshmad Steed, Kragma Warcaller, is that good in this deck? We have a Skull Cleaver. It's almost always good if you're just in black-red. I mean, a 4/3 haste is not bad, and looks like we might be playing a couple other Minotaurs. This Titan could be okay with a couple Arena Athletes. I have a lot of 2-drops here, which is kind of just good with everything. So, I mean, this deck has a plan. I actually don't think it's a Portent deck, just because I don't need to really steal wins. It looks like I have removal and ways to go over the top. Scourge Mark on 3 is not that exciting on these guys, although it does trigger Arena Athlete. So, like, even though I have Dragon, I have maybe enough ways to trigger, though. I think Scourge Mark's less exciting. Let's see. Cavern Lamphead can be a good 6. I definitely have to pare down the creatures here. Probably have to cut. I have 5 2-drops. I could also run like a really low end curve deck and run fewer lands, which also could be really good. I think Insatiable Harpy is great in the deck with the Dragon Mantles. Maybe if I top my curve with Kragma Warcaller. Like if I cut these and I actually like Read the Bones just to find more pump spells, etc. What about Thoughtseize? Because I could strip their hand on turn 1 and then keep attacking. But if I got one more card, I think I can run 16 lands pretty easily. And this keeps like the Minotaur package. I think these are fine high end. This functions as a 2 and 6. Spirit Point Oriad, pretty good with all the pump spells. So the first strike actually is going to be pretty good in this deck. Maybe I cut a 2-drop. Like a Flashmad Steed versus Satyr Rambler. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to have Devotion to red slightly, and I want a lot of mountains for Dragon Mantle anyways. Could also just cut Thoughtseize. Can only really cast a turn 1, but it is quite good to know what they have in hand so that I can go all in. Like, the information is quite solid. Maybe just cut a Flashmad Steed. So this is the super aggressive deck, and I think it looks much better than the other deck because it actually attacks. My green deck just stalls with Nesting Ass, but I don't have any rares to go over the top, and I'm trying really hard to splash lightning strikes and really awkward spells. So I think having a plan is really important. So I think I'm going to go with this. Let me just look at my mana base here. So I get to 9-8, I think. Or, sorry, 9-7, I meant. Yeah, I think that's actually fine. I have Tormented Hero and Thoughtseize on turn 1. Maybe I need to 8-8. I mean, it makes Dragon Mantle worse, but I do really need these guys on turn 1. Yeah, I'll 8-8. Makes our Dragon Mantle slightly worse, but they're already going to be fine as heroic triggers and pumping Insatiable Harpies and things. So, I mean, I don't need a ton of mountains for them to be good. This looks pretty reasonable. And I think that's what I'm going to sleeve up, but let me just take a look here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. I'm slightly tempted to play Cavern Lamphead just as a way to go completely over the top, but I don't necessarily think it's what this deck wants. So, yeah, this is what I'm going to play, I think, and I'll see you guys for round 1. Alright, so we are on the play, and we've got a very keepable hand, so we'll keep it. Important to play our mountains first, just for Dragon Mantle anyways. Yeah, there is a Dragon Mantle. And I think I will actually just play well, do I want to play a swamp? I don't really need to play a swamp. There's no double black other than Night Howler, so just play a mountain and attack here. I want to save the Dragon Mantle for a trigger. So I'm just going to probably play a Borderland Minotaur this next turn. And then I can Dragon Mantle the following turn and hit for a lot of damage. So if I just start with the Dragon Mantle here, maybe I start with Titan Strength because then I can scry and then draw into whatever I want. So I think it's worth hitting for that much damage. So I just Titan Strength. This guy can't block. Oh, Coordinated Assault, that's very good. I put on top, and then Dragon Mantle my guy. This other guy can't block. And then attack, pump, pump, and then play a Tormented Hero. I think here I might just want to hold back. He's clearly representing Divine Verdict, and maybe even God's Willing. And so I want to build up a critical mass turn like I just did, but just again. So I put the Swamp on the bottom and the Strength on top. So here, I think I want to... I guess I could just go for a kill. If I Dragon Mantle this... and I draw a mountain, then I'll try to kill him. Okay, well, I probably should go for that. So, let me Titan Strength this guy so that the Emissary can't block. And that seems good. And then just Coordinated Assault these ones. And attack with everything. That was quite effective. We drew basically all our... we drew both Titan Strikes, both Dragon Mantles, and Coordinated Assault, so that was a pretty unlikely game. So he's probably going to be much more scared than he actually needs to be. And bring in a bunch of low drops. But I don't think we'd change entirely. I think that worked out well. He is white-black, so he's probably a little slower, so to completely switch into the green deck seems bad. The only reason we want to do that if he brings in all these little creatures to stop us. But we can actually punch through that quite effectively. So I think we'll just keep as is. None of these sideboard cards seem particularly exciting, especially because he's black anyways for Cavern Lamphead, so it doesn't really do a whole lot. I could bring in Titan to finish him off in the late game. We do have a decent number of humans. But I think, again, I think we already have enough late game potential. This is definitely a keep. Even if I can just land a Bloodtoll Harpy and Dragon Mantle it. Seems like a pretty slow start for him considering last game what happened. I'd be pretty scared if I kept that hand in his position. But it's probably right. If he had 3 lands and read the bones, then I can't really fault him. Erebos' Emissary. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna Dragon Mantle my... I could actually just Titan Strength it. And then Insatiable Harpy. Alternatively, I can just attack and Titan Strength my Rambler. And he'd have to discard 2 creatures. That's not even really good though, right? So yeah, I think I'm just going to attack with Harpy and then Titan Strength it. Try to hit a mountain on top. No, that's definitely bad. And he probably has to hold this back in case I land a couple guys and attack. Unless he plays a huge threat this turn. I am going to attack. If he wants to Divine Verdict my Harpy, that's fine. Because now we can play our other Harpy. Is that getting lashed? Yep, it is. Interesting. So now he knows our whole game plan. Just kind of unfortunate. Sometimes that happens. Alright, it's also pretty decent. But yeah, taking Dragon Mantle seems like it was definitely the best. Good news is he's kind of just dying to the Harpy. Arena Athlete was probably a fine draw. I've definitely seen worse before. Was no Read the Bones. I think Read the Bones is probably like the best card we can draw. That is not good for us. Spearpoint Oread. Well, I guess I'll keep attacking. There's no real reason to do anything this turn. The Oread's going to be good in a couple turns. So we really have to somehow get around this Scholar. It's going to be tough. Not quite sure how we're going to do it. But I can Borderland Minotaur and then Kragma Warcaller. And then if I draw a land, I can also Coordinate Assault. And if I Warcaller and Coordinated Assault, I can just attack with like both my Minotaurs and just see what happens. Hopefully it's not... Oh, okay, that's really bad. If I play Kragma Warcaller and attack for 6, he can block with Fleshmad Steed and Disciple. Alternatively, he could block with Disciple and Scholar, but I kill Scholar and we're in okay shape then. So I think that's an okay attack. I get a 2-for-1 and then I can push through damage in a turn or 2. I think attacking for 4 as well is probably... Yeah, he has 100 1. It's definitely not good. the arena athlete will be pretty instrumental in us surviving. Alright, well, at least we got the emissary off the table. Card's a little bit difficult to play around. So if I Minotaur Skull Cleaver and Coordinated Assault, make it so his 100-handed one can't block. And which do I give first strike to? Probably the War Caller. So make it so he can't block. And then if I just attack with everything, what would happen? I would have 2 almost lethal creatures. I need this athlete to be in play, though. So if he blocks here, and blocks here, and takes 4, I lose this, that. Yeah, that's just not good. Alternatively, if I Tormented Hero and Coordinated Assault both. No, he has Scholar, so he can get out of range anyways. So, think play this. And target both of these and attack. You can just Flesh Mad Steed on the Minotaur Skull Cleaver, which is kind of frustrating. But I think that's still better. So I just do these ones. Clear the way. If I attack with these, I'll get the Fleshmad Steed out of play, and then I can attack with a bunch of things next turn if I Spear Point Oriad. That is not good at all. And he kept on top as well. So we're in big trouble. Well, I think Viper's Kiss is good against this guy. So that's at least good to know. Lightning Strike. Well, would have loved to see you sooner. I think this game is pretty much lost. Can't envision a sequence that will get us out of it. Maybe Blood Toll Harpy. He's just gaining so much life, though. Yeah, in fact, we're just going to go to 0 pretty soon. Okay. Can't win this one. So as mentioned, I think Viper's Kiss is good. I think I just need to burn him out quickly. Everything else seemed pretty good as well. Is this worse than maybe a Read the Bones? Because Read the Bones draws us into gas. I mean, as good as this is, maybe it's just worse than all my cards. I don't really want to cut a creature, because I need to present damage here. Although Satyr Rambler, I mean, he does have a lot of ways to deal with it, but he has a lot of like 2/2 kind of creatures down low. Yeah, I'm not going to bring this in, even though it is good against him. Because my deck is a synergy deck, unfortunately. So it's much harder to sideboard. Yeah, it's crazy, though. It is really good. But I have to cut a spell, I think, if I want to bring in Viper's Kiss. Is Thoughtseize better or worse? I mean, maybe one of these 2-drops is just not as good. It shuts down Priest entirely. Maybe I just cut Fleshmat's dude. No, I need creatures. I'm just gonna... Could just not play Thoughtseize, though. Oh, this is more reactive. Nah, I think Thoughtseize is better. I just want to be proactive. I'm gonna keep with the original configuration. And immediately mulligan. This hand could be good. It depends what ends up happening. Obviously. At least we have a 1-drop. It's pretty awesome. Maybe we'll even draw a 2-drop and just put all the pressure on him. Like Arena Athlete would be insane here. And that's also good. There's no real benefit to playing Dragon Mantle on in pre-combat. And there's the Arena Athlete. Well, the other order would have been better, but can't have it all. Can't attack, but I probably can attack next turn, depending what he's gonna... Like, if he plays a small creature... I think I just attack with both. And then play a Harpy. If he just blocks like Arena Athlete, I'll let that go, I think. I think that's fine. So then I still have the Assault. Almost looks like I don't have it, too. think I do want to burn the assault this turn, because I can push through the damage and then play a Mogius anyways. So just do this. And burn him for 2. That is disgusting. Why didn't I play my mountain? He's probably gonna just block this, but if he doesn't, then yeah, it was so bad. Oh, well, it's always embarrassing to play your post-combat land. I really thought he was gonna block, but I like slightly held up a trick that way. It was just not very good. At least we didn't get Hopeful Idol on this turn or something along those lines. So there's a Scholar. Well, if I just attack with both. If I just attack with Tormented here, he just blocks. So this will get the Scholar out of play at least. Alternatively, I could pump my Insatiable Harpy. No, then he just loses 3. So 1 for 2 in myself, basically. Wow, I can just pump it. And that's bad. So definitely just have to rip like a Read the Bones, or I just need to put a Night Howler on my guy. Certain things have to happen. My opponent's apparently confused about the Last Breath play. Good old lands off the top. So yeah, I just have to actually draw some gas soon. Gotta always pray for the Read the Bones. Also, like a Lightning Strike plus Blood Toll Harpy would do it. Although if I had played my Mountain that one turn, he'd be at 3, so Lightning Strike would actually just do it. That was a pretty bad mistake. The reason I did play my land post-combat after that turn is if I drew another land that I might want to pump more. So it's always awkward to admit your mistakes after by showing your opponent that you did something really stupid, but kind of just have to move on from it and hopefully don't make a mistake later. Well, it's a creature. I've heard of worse things. We'll just die to his army of flyers here before he's playing pretty conservatively, so that does buy us more time. I'm not going to use that yet. Is good with Seder Rambler, though. Kragma Warcaller. So next turn, if I draw another Minotaur, probably just gonna attack with everything. Obviously, I draw a Lightning Strike. I'll use that as well, just to kill him. Oh, I did it. So I probably should wait for him to tap out, because I've seen Last Breath, and he could have more than one. So I actually have to do this right now. And Lightning Strike. Haha, we did it. Okay. Alright, so we're on the play here, round 2, and opponent and I both kept. So I read the bones, not a bad one there. I think here, while the should I Blood Toll Harpy first or Minotaur Skull Cleaver first? I think I'd rather get the Air Force down. Here I will Skull Cleaver, I think. And then we can just read the bones to hit lands, and then have Coordinated Assault up next turn, so we're in a good spot. Seychwell Harpy. That's a good one against us. I think I'll just attack and play a Fanatic this turn, actually. If he blocks, I'll use Coordinated Assault. Like, the fact that he has Harpy doesn't really actually matter if he's trying to attack us and keep it in play. And then he has fewer blockers. So we're still going to get value off the Coordinated Assault. And then reading's pretty much the last thing we're going to do this game, if it comes down to it. Assuming we don't hit lands for Spear Point Oriad, so. Dump our hand and then read the bones. Ooh, that's nasty. Very nasty of him. Agent of the Fates is pretty gross. Here, I think I'll read the bones first, in case I can hit. I think what I'll do is I'll keep Titan Strength and put Harpy on the bottom, in case I draw a mountain. Alright, that's also acceptable. Pretty much going to use Coordinated Assault this turn, almost no matter what. Unless he blocks in a way where Titan Strength kills him. definitely just save both my guys. Deal them one more damage. Well, if he's going to use a heroic trigger, he'd probably use it on Agent. Although now if he has Triton Tactic, it's kind of blowout. Oh, Grey Merchant. Well, that certainly puts him back in it. In fact, we're almost dead. Well, I can Lightning Strike his Agent and Titan Strength this turn. So that seems pretty decent. And obviously if he doesn't block, he'll die, so yeah, I think this is A-okay. Harpy doesn't really do a whole lot. I'd probably rather hit a land for Spear Point Oriad. I guess if he plays a flyer, I can block it. I don't think it's good on this board. I'd rather have a trick. I played my mountain this turn, so can't read the bones. I'm just going to kill this right now. You probably almost kill us with this hero. If he has any sort of bestow trick. I guess technically we're representing Farika's Cure. But there's no way I can have Farika's Cure because I Lightning Striked his Agent. And we're dead. This guy has some good rares. Well, not a whole lot we could have done about that. I don't think Viper's Kiss is very good. We've seen one target. I think this plan is fine. Just have to have a slightly quicker draw. We looked like we were in great shape there, and then Grey Merchant happened. I don't know what we could have done differently. Let's play more defensively, but seems kind of bad given the circumstances. I don't think the green deck would be much better against him anyways. Because he can actually apply quite a bit of pressure with the cards we saw. Maybe I'll draw my Night Howler. That would be pretty sweet. Unfortunately, his hand's not more aggressive, but I think we have to keep it on the play. Pretty much the same sort of idea. Curve out and then finish with the read the bones. Play a couple 3-drops, 4-drop, etc. Alright, so he's down to 5. Likely heightens our chances. I'd still win from 5 cards. He seemed like he had the power to do it. Alright, more 3-drops. That's unfortunate. I think here, just want to play a Blood Toll Harpy again. That's the best way to start. Maybe he has like Stymied Hopes he's thinking about? Probably no way. And if he Stymied Hopes, then you would just basically snap it off for any value. That's a good one. That can dig him out of this game. Or back into this game. I think I just Skull Cleave. And attack. These should hopefully keep us in the game with the Harpy. In case he goes off and goes crazy bananas. Looks like he's just going to trade, though. We're definitely okay with that. Okay, so definitely offer the trade and then play our Harpy. He could have like Boon of Erebos, but that's fine. In fact, I'd rather use it right now than against the Harpy. The other Harpy, that is. Dark Betrayal. Well, again, glad he used that instead of against this. We would be in big trouble if we didn't have lifelink. Think I'll read the bones. And in case I draw a Dragon Mantle, I want to leave Mountain up. This guy pools just looks way better than mine. But sometimes you gotta maximize with a bad pool. Our pool's not bad, but it's kind of, I'd say it's just average. Not above, not below. Let's see if this ever resolves. It did. So I think I'm going to put the Swamp on the bottom and the Dragon Mantle on top. And then mantle up our guy. And that'll be a nice combo with the Spear Point Oriad too. First strike, Fire Breathing, quite potent. So now he's not even really racing us. He has to deal with this. If he does deal with it, we're basically dead. But the fact they put one on top is bad news bears. Then maybe he can deal with it. Hopefully he just kept like a gray merchant or something on top. Like his plan to have a land. Let's do this and pass. Start getting him next turn. Should be fantastic. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Probably kept to read the bones. Try to dig to more gas. What if he has another Dark Betrayal? That'd be like the perfect card. Kind of jealous of this guy's deck. It seems awesome. Well, that's probably good. Just attack. I think I do want a Titan Strength, because he has a lot of damage in play, and I'll just get slightly higher, especially because I'm trying to burn him out. Now he's dead to Lightning Strike, even if he deals with my guy. Could have played the second strength instead, but there's no real reason to. And, well, in case one wasn't enough, we had the second. So if he mulls to 5, we maybe can win. So that maybe not the best prospects for game 3. What can we do? Honestly, I think we just have to draw our curve earlier. He does have Omen Speaker, which is a problem, but not a whole lot we can do about that. Yeah, I think we just have to keep with what we have and draw slightly better for the last game than we have on the previous 2. Okay, so this is exactly that type of hand we were looking for. We have a 2-drop, we have a Lightning Strike, we have interaction, read the bones. Looks great. There's no real reason why to play Mountain or Swamp first this particular game. It doesn't too much matter. Seeing as we need double black, and then later we'll need a bunch of red for our Dragon Mantles, if all goes the same. And turn 3, Blood Soul Harpy, our favorite. Apparently what this deck was made to do. Probably play Minotaur Skull Cleaver next turn. Because he's thinking, do I want to Dark Betrayal the Blood Toll Harpy right now? Oh, never mind, he untapped. He's got a Harpy of his own. Probably just kill that. Let's probably offer the trade first and then kill it, because I can't actually beat it if he bestows his guy. Now, do I wait and Lightning Strike? I think I just strike it now. The reason being, if he does have like a Boon of Erebos or something like that, then I get blown out. And if he doesn't have it, or I mean, if I just pass, I have 6 cards in hand, I have 3 mana, I don't play anything. In which case, I don't know what's going on. In which case, he's not gonna just randomly bestow onto his Insatiable Harpy unless he's really bad. So, why would he do that on my turn if he wants to just scry? I don't know what's going on. Anyways. This is like kind of a close one. If I play Fanatic of Mogis, it deals more damage right now. Insatiable, but later it'll deal more damage when it comes into play. Because I have Dragon Mantle, I can put that on Arena Athlete. I can get him down to 9 right now. Put Dragon Mantle on this. That's 6, 7. It's kind of close. I can't just kill him next turn. But I'll have to trade this off with a creature. Yeah, I think it's better to Fanatic. Yeah, look at that, comes into play, tapped. Looks like we probably have him. So here, I should Dragon Mantle the Athlete. This can't block. And then I can just cast the Insatiable Harpy, I think. And then he'll need 2 ground blockers. And if I play Bestow creature on my Harpy, he's just dead. So he might have to attack to draw a card, but he'll lose a blocker. So he needs something like Sea God's Revenge. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm just going to go for this. I could actually just bestow on this, and then he can't block. In case he has a removal spell. That's way better. He still just dies if he has nothing. And I can make this not block. So he has to lose his Emissary. Yeah. So this hand is actually kind of a close keep, because Read the Bones can dig us into a lot of gas. I'd probably keep this hand if we had a really good late and mid game, but I think in our aggressive deck it is a mulligan, unfortunately. This hand is maybe actually worse than our last hand because we can't even cast the Harpy. But I'm not going to go to 5 with this hand, so both pretty bad. Well, we drew a Mantle for our Harpy. If he can't deal with that when we play it later, then that will be quite good. I don't really want to Mantle up my Rambler. Although I did miss this turn, and he has a hammer Porphyros, so I should probably just cycle. That's quite good, actually. I still don't think mantling into open mana, which could be a lightning strike, and the fact that I could cast Harpy made it so I really do think I should have held mantle. So I think that play was correct. He's probably going to try to race us, I think, if he has hammer. I guess he's not going to. Okay, well, I guess in that case we want to Titan Strength so he can't block. I do actually want that, unfortunately. So 10 damage. I've seen worse in my life. So I could attack and trade with his Asp, but I'm not in love with that. I think I'd rather just play the Harpy, and once we draw one more trick, then I can just kill him. That's unfortunate. I think our Rambler's still the better creature, though. Read the bones. So if I draw a... I think I'm probably not going to attack this turn in likely circumstances, so I should leave a black up because I want to cast a creature. So I'll put this on the bottom. Do I want a Kragma Warcaller? I can't even cast it this turn. It doesn't actually help us that much. It's not a trick, basically. If I draw 2 tricks this turn, I can just win anyways. Because trick him, trick him. Yeah, I don't actually think I want the Warcaller. Okay. Well, let's read the bones again. Those are both obviously bad. Okay, so next turn, I think we could probably almost just kill him. We have Titan Strength for our Arena Athlete. Now he has Hammer Mana, though. It's going to be a little bit tough. We need like Coordinated Assault or something like that. That probably actually increased our chances of winning the game. Ooh, Fanatic of Mogus. Is he just dead? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I can Titan Strength this, make his Asps not block. Then both my guys are lethal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can play my land. If I just cast Fanatic of Mogis, he goes to 3. And then I cast Titan Strength and Arena Athlete. That can't block. He has to block both my guys. He'll block here and here. And then I can pump. It's not actually that good. 3, 1, 2, 4. What if instead I play Skull Cleaver, then Fanatic? All 3 are lethal. And then he'll have to block, and I can Titan Strength the Rambler. Oh, I could Titan Strength. Oh, so if I play Skull Cleaver, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's at 2, and then I make that not block, and he's dead. Okay, so let's do that. Fanatic. Play this. Sorry, that took me a while to come up with, but. And attack. So that was a pretty insane turn. Peak Eruption seems like it could be good in his deck specifically because against his deck, because he is the big monster deck. Thoughtseize is probably very good against that type of deck as well. This card's been kind of unimpressive the entire tournament. Would I rather have a Peak Eruption? Not necessarily. Especially on the draw. If I see a ton of huge creatures this game, I'll probably board in the Peak Eruption. I think I do actually want the Viper's Kiss, though. I think it's better than Spear Point Oriad against this guy. I saw multiple things it's good against, so. Seder Rambler rambled for a lot that game. That was pretty sweet. Yeah, more clunky hands. Do I mull this? Doesn't do a whole lot. And I don't even have a swamp. Yeah, I think it's a mulligan. I think it's, again, it's like borderline. This is obviously much better, so pretty glad I mulliganed. Spark Jolt would be pretty good against us. Hopefully people don't have that / figured out. And once we have our Flesh Mat in play, we're going. Yeah, this was a good mulligan, for sure. Well, I mean, he can trade. He can play +2/+2, but we have Titan Strength to trade. So I'll probably just attack and then Magma Jet my guy. Tap the Steed. That's pretty good. Alright, well, let's just read the bones. Mantle is probably good. Mountain's probably bad. So I could just Viper's Kiss his Nessian Asp. Or to like Minotaur Skull Cleaver. And to be fair, Viper's Kiss is really good against Voyaging Satyr. So what if I play Minotaur Skull Cleaver and then Titan Strength, whatever he blocks? And then next turn I can Viper's Kiss something if I need to. Alright. I think here I just Dragon Mantle the Steed. It's better to Dragon Mantle this in case he kills something, I still have an attacker. Ooh, that's brutal. Well, I should Viper's Kiss the Satyr, I think. Luckily I drew a Lightning Strike. Like, he can chump, but it doesn't actually achieve anything. So now I just attack with both my guys and Lightning Strike his Nylea's Disciple. That way my Steed doesn't get tapped if I do it this way. Yeah, that's totally fine. So he probably has even more things, it looks like. Good old Rage of Porphyros. It's kind of unfortunate that Mantle's on it for this reasons, because I lose a point of damage with the Mogies. But that's how it goes. Four, five, six. If he attacks me and then monstrouses, then that's fine. Alright, it's kind of a problem. And now I draw Thoughtseize, lovely. Well, what I can do is double block the Asp, and when he goes to Monstrous, I can Titan Strength. And then I can Thoughtseize next turn, whatever his play was. Yeah, I was hoping he wouldn't say okay. Well, I will just Titan Strength, because he'll have to Monstrous then. Basically, I was afraid of him playing another spell. Gives a slight value off the Thoughtseize. I think I am going to cast Thoughtseize in case he has a spell in hand, because I can't. Yeah, sweet. So we had the read. Because I think if his hand was bad, he would just Monstrous there. But because his hand was good, he just passed to try to just trade. So that was pretty good. I obviously can't attack. Yep, that is probably unbeatable. In fact, it's like definitely unbeatable. I don't think I want to show him the second Lightning Strike. I think I'm just going to concede. Because there's no way we can actually get out of this. Okay, well, the good news is that the Viper's Kiss was insane. Thoughtseize is good against him. He has multiple 5-drops. That basically his whole plan. I think I should bring in Demolish. He does have the God Weapon, and I could also just Mana Screw him if he's behind on that. I'd have to cut a spell. Maybe it's not worth it. I'm already light on creatures, and I need them to really count. And I think Read the Bones is better than that. Yeah, I'm just going to keep this as is. Hope their hand is a little less awkward than the last time. Cavern Lampad also could be good. Maybe this is just better than Kragma Warcaller. Because this gets bricked by... Yeah, I'm going to make that change, actually. The Warcaller just got bricked by Nessie Nasps, so it just doesn't really do enough. Okay, well, this hand is fine as long as we draw one land. Could be in a bit of trouble here. Well, I think I'd rather get more creatures on the board, despite being able to... Nah, maybe I do just Dragon Mantle and Viper's Kiss this turn. Although, putting Dragon Mantle and Bloodtoll Harpy has to be better. But this uses my mana much more efficiently. I think being able to slow him down is pretty important in this matchup. He has to actually have 5 mana to play his Nessie Nasp. And then Bloodtoll Harpy. I can still trade here. I think that's fine. And play another Bloodtoll. Guy did his work. If he asked me here, we're in big trouble, obviously. He would. Well, I drew Lightning Strike. I think I'm going to Read the Bones to try to hit a land. Well, Borderline Minotaur is bad, but Titan Strength is good. I have to 2-for-1 myself, but it's worth it. That's actually good, I think, because I can Minotaur Skull Cleaver and do something. Although if my plan is to skull... Yeah, I can... Otherwise, I'm going to, like... Yeah, I do need mana, so I think this is a top. Because I can play both of these. It gives me more options. Oh my god, I should have brought in Demolish. Well, that explains why this guy's 2-0. So I'm going to just Thoughtseize him. Ooh. Can't beat any of these cards. We're in huge trouble. I guess I take the Nemesis. Yeah, this is officially bad. Let me Read the Bones. Night Howlers. Both these cards are great. Just gonna take it. I think I'm gonna just Titan Strength my guy. Arena Athlete is probably, let's see. If he plays Nessian Asp next turn, then I can play Arena Athlete and then Night Howler. On Arena Athlete, you can't block and he takes 2 and dies. If I Lightning Strike him. So I think it's good. And if he does nothing this turn, then I will just Night Howler my guy. And then Lightning Strike his hammered guy. Well, so either way, I think Arena Athlete helps us. The only way this doesn't work is if he draws lands and plays Nessian Asp and holds up Bow. So he does nothing. So I think in this case I'll just Night Howler and how big is that going to be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to make it a 9/9. So yeah, let's do that. So I'll just have to block. And hopefully didn't draw like Destructive Revelry this turn or something. Sure. And then do this. I mean, he still just has to keep jumping. And if I draw an instant speed trick, I can make him not block. I think here, what if I just attack? I think I attack with both. And then if he goes to gain 3 life, then I can just strike him. Perfect. Well, we did it. It's pretty exciting. Beat the double God Weapon draw. Yeah, the deck apparently is actually pretty good. Alright, so let's see if we can perfect this daily event. Hopefully we win this last round. But we'll have fun either way. Our opponent's even nice. Says, good luck. Alright, well, good luck to you, sir. It's pretty good read the bones hand. Luckily we're even on the play, so we don't have to discard. I am... What am I going to do with that? I don't think I really want the Harpy, but I think Arena Athlete can push through a lot of damage later. And I wanted to land anyway, so it's good. Play a Borderland Minotaur next turn, most likely. Though he did play a Laguna Band Elder. I think here... honestly, I can just play... Yeah, I'm just going to play Borderland Minotaur. I have 5 mana worth of stuff to do later. So, this seems pretty reasonable. In fact, I can even just honestly trade the Arena Athlete later. We want to trade things anyways because of Night Howler eventually. I'm glad I didn't keep the Blood Toll Harpy because we drew another one anyways. Lightning Striking does seem kind of bad on turn 2. It's just... I mean, we're going to take a little bit of damage, but I'd much rather trade with it. Deal with, like, a Wing Steed Rider or something with this strike if we need to. Or Phalanx Leader. So this turn, I think I want to attack, and then if he blocks, I'll Titan Strength my guy. And then I'll cast Lightning Strike on his leader and Arena Athlete. If he just takes it like that, I think I will try and Lightning Strike this. The only way this goes bad is if he has specifically Savage Surge. Alternatively, I could just play Blood Toll Harpy and Arena Athlete. But I think that's pretty bad. I think I need to try and Lightning Strike this right now, because it is only Savage Surge. And untapping with that is pretty disastrous for us. I'd rather play the Harpy, because I'd rather have the Arena Athlete in play if I want to block with the Harpy. Which I probably do. It's only bad if he has Feral Invocation. That's another one that's could be a problem. So here, now that we've gotten 3 guys in the yard, I can safely just Night Howl my guy. Like, he could have God's Willing, but that's not good enough. Turns out he did have the God's Willing, so I'm pretty glad I played that way. If he has Hopeful Eidolon next turn, then we're in some trouble, but it happens. Observe an All Seed. It's pretty good. If he has another God's Willing, then we're in massive trouble. If I could just Fanatic now. Because if I Fanatic... No, I'm not going to do anything now. I think I'm just going to attack. If he just takes it, then I can play Arena Athlete and Fanatic after. If he blocks, then I get to Titan Strength, and I'm going to Fanatic anyways. I lose a point of damage that way, but because he's at 15, he might just take it. Is my guess. So it's more likely I'll get 2 damage in here. Right. Of course, if he does have God's Will, I'm just dead anyways to pro red, but there's not anything I can do about that. But if he doesn't have that, it's like God's Willing, Hopeful Eidolon only. Alright, well, we are dead. Yeah, not a whole lot we could do about that. Could have not traded earlier, but I think it was good. Specifically because we wanted to Night Howl. So this guy's just trying to go over the top of us as quickly as possible. So we're really just trading blows. So if that's the case, what do I want to do? I think we just want to be as quick as possible. Thoughtseize is good at dismantling his plan. This is probably worse than Cavern Lampad against this guy, because he's not red or black. So I think First Strike is worse than Intimidate. And we have enough threes anyways. I'm going to run this. Oh, we actually drew Thoughtseize on turn 1. That's pretty sweet. Because we have 2 drops, I am going to play it on turn 1. So if I draw a 2-drop, I really want to cast it. Ooh. Well, I think Boon Satyr is much worse for us than Nessian Asp because it costs 5. So there's 4 Forest, Plains, Nessian Asp. We know about 4 Forests and Asp. Alright. Arena Athlete's probably going to be very good this game if we can get one online. I think I still keep the Strength. So he'll have 3 forests left and an Asp. So we know 4 cards. I wonder why he has double white up. Maybe he just is not paying attention to what he's showing us. I'm just going to play the Fanatic. Try to get it in there and get some damage going. Why would he have double white? Can't think of a reason. So 2 forests, an Asp. I'm going to start by reading the bones. And I think both of those are great. And then I'm going to attack. If he has a Divine Verdict, that's okay. But now he pushed through a lot of damage next turn with the Dragon Mantle. Well, I might want a Titan Strength. Can I just kill him this turn? Probably not. If I have I have 6, 7, and 9, 10, 11, 12. I deal 13 damage this turn. I think what I want to do is Titan Strength and then play Harpy and put Dragon Mantle on Harpy. That does nothing. And yep, that's going to be the plan here. Suit him up. So all we know is about a forest in his hand, but that is bad. Okay, so if I cast Night Howler, then he can, in response to my trigger, play God's Willing, but then I can Titan Strength in response. And that should do it. Because we'll get +1/+1 off the Night Howler. So that's 3, 7, 8, 9, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll get another 3 from the Titan Strength. So that's the best way to beat God's Willing here, is do the Sorcery Speed and then Titan's Strength in response to his God's Willing. Or he's just dead. There's that as well. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11. Sweet. So he has Scorpion and Phalanx Leader. The thing about Viper's Kiss, though, is it's only really good against Scorpion. If he plays Phalanx Leader, I guess he has to tap out for a turn. We haven't seen too many instants from him. Maybe it is good. Would I rather just have a creature or not? And sideboarding with this deck is just so hard. It's like those combo decks where if you take out too many pieces, then the deck just falls apart. I have 2 Lightning Strikes, so I have removal. I can't justify in ruining my curve for that. The games where I curve out are just so much easier. I think we just got to keep with it. Final game for All the Glory, aka 5 packs. I think I'm going to keep this. If I draw a Swamp, the hand's insane. And even if I don't, I mean, I have... Ooh, that's scary. I have stuff to do with my mana. Um, let's see. Well, he has a lot of stuff to do later on, so I'm just going to play my athlete here. If I draw a Dragon Mantle or something along those lines, then I can Thoughtseize Dragon Mantle. And I think I need to Thoughtseize him next turn. Or just read the bones. If I read the bones, then I can Thoughtseize the turn after. Man, my mana is really inefficient this game. But we know he has like Nessian Asp. The only thing I'd be afraid of here is Hopeful Eidolon. Why don't I just read to try to hit a swamp? And then try to trade with Observant Allseed. And then Thoughtseize. Play like Skull Cleaver or something along those lines. So Mountain Bottom, Swamp Top. Hopefully just win the game with Insatiable Harpy, I guess, is the plan. I'm going to get +2/+2 here, I think, if I block. If you just slam that in there with +2/+2 enchantment. Or God's Willing. If I take it, then I can Thoughtseize and hold up Titan Strength. Probably better just block, though. If he God's Willings, whatever. It's only +2/+2 that I'm really that worried about. Yeah, that's totally fine. It's like we gained 2 life and we wasted his trick, which was going to be good all game anyways. Put a card on top. Probably a land. Let's start with Thoughtseize. And let's see. If I take a Staunch-Hearted Warrior, he's pretty far from casting Nessian Asp, but it does punish us. Staunch-Hearted Warrior, he doesn't really have anything to put on it, so I shouldn't take that. And Nemesis of Mortals, he's pretty far from casting. So I think I'll just take his Nessian Asp. Or why don't I just take his Nemesis Immortals? I mean, his Nessian Asp is going to be good, but he needs land. In which case his Staunch-Hearted Warrior is still bad. Nemesis I can't really beat. And this lets me... Do I want to play aggressively with Minotaur Skull Cleaver? Like attack for 4, take 3. I think that's fine. If I play a swamp this turn and I draw a Dragon Mantle, I'm still just going to play Harpy next turn. So I think playing swamp is fine. Also, this lets me push more damage through with Fanatic of Mogis if he doesn't trade here. Okay, so he does trade. It's fine. If the game goes long, I think this Harpy will be able to take care of things for the most part. Unless he hits Asp. So if he had God's Willing, he would attack with Favorite Hoplite, because then I couldn't block either one, and then I would deal no damage and this would die. So he can't have God's Willing. He can't have a pump spell because he would attack with a favorite hoplite. So he's just attacking a 2/2 to trade with Insatiable Harpy. So I should probably block and coordinated assault. Is that correct? Or Titan Strength. I think Titan Strength's better because I can coordinate assault the Fanatic later to deal with his Nessian Asp. I don't think he can have a trick really, other than Divine. Well, he can't have Divine Verdict either. He would have attacked. So I'm pretty sure this is going to work. Lightning Strike is pretty fantastic. Okay, so if I can just Lightning Strike the Rider and attack, and then play Fanatic. Because we know his hand is Artisan Sorrow and Nessian Asp. Hopefully he just doesn't ever hit his 5th land. Is the plan. Oh, Cavern Lampad. Jeez. What do I Lampad up? I gain more life if I put on an Insatiable Harpy, but I deal 10 more damage if I put on Fanatic, so that's got to be way better. I'm glad I put that in instead of the First Strike creature. I mean, First Strike still would be good here, but this is way more powerful. It's good to know that he has Artisan Sorrow in hand, so he can punish me next turn if he just passes. But this delays him from playing Nessian Asp this turn. So if I attack right now, I'm just going to have to use my Coordinated Assault, which is really bad. There's no real reason for me to trade here. It was probably still correct to just slam that, though, last turn, because it was going to push through the damage. He was going to get to use his Sorrow anyways. And now if I ever draw my Dragon Mantles, I can just put it on Insatiable Harpy, so we're in okay shape. My guess is if you put a card on top, it's probably God's Willing, since we've seen 2 of them. And it would help protect his Asp later. Thoughtseize is great. The information was really powerful. So his hand has got to be Divine Verdict. Okay, never mind. He's going to cast his Asp. I still think he has Divine Verdict because of the way he tanked there. It looked like he was almost going to pass the turn. Can't do a whole lot here. I think I just play Harpy and pass. Wish I had another Cavern Lampad I could just draw. This is a pretty interesting game, though. A lot of back and forth. It's probably bad for me. just have to take it. Well, I drew the Dragon Mantle. If I draw a mountain, I can swing out. If I play Arena Athlete and Coordinated Assault, Athlete and Fanatic, then he has to block Sedge Scorpion here, because otherwise he'll die. And he'll take 4. Not sure that's good, though. I think I should just wait. I do have to just block his favorite Hoplite, probably. In which case he'll end up he'll end up God's Willing this if he has it. Okay, well that's fine. He's going to stop getting life. I think I just attack. And if he has something, or like I just use the Coordinated Assault. If he just blocks Blood Toll Harpy, I kind of lose, so I should attack here. Your Hopeful Eidolon can't block. I am going to pump. Okay, so we've cleared the skies. So now I just have to beat him with my flyers, which I think is doable. He's pretty much tapped out every turn. I'm still curious what he had that one turn where he was thinking about playing the Nessian Asp. It's when he had Nessian Asp right after this, and then he cast Favorite Hoplite. Or no, then he cast a Hopeful Eidolon the turn after Nessian Asp. I just feel like his last card is probably good. Why do I feel like it's Divine Verdict? It's 'cause he thought about it. Can I play around Divine Verdict? Not really, right? I mean, I can play around it by not attacking with Insatiable Harpy. If my read is slightly wrong, though, and he just thought for a while, then I lose basically all my damage. Also, if he had Divine Verdict, he wouldn't block last turn with Nessian Asp like that. Because he would have traded Asp in this. He would wait a turn, untap, and then Divine Verdict, so he can't actually have Divine Verdict. I should just attack. Yeah, basically, well, zero way that he could have it. Okay, well, I'm glad I figured that out. Well, that was a good draw. I'm going to bestow this. Now both of these are lethal. Alright, well, we won the tournament. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully that was informative. I think there were a lot of interesting plays just in terms of thinking about what the opponent had. It was an interesting deck because you couldn't really sideboard as much. But good luck at Sacramento, and